Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here. Once again, it is time for a full body workout. But if you guys would please click like down below, be greatly appreciated. If you're not following or subscribed, please do so and drop me a comment down below. All right, I decided today to just kind of hit training maxes. And what I did for training maxes, because I know they're at least 90% right now for me, I'm like, let's just hit the dad bod strength standard, right? I kind of gave that dad bod strength standard. I'm like, you know what? I'm in a cut. I did 4.5 hours of fasted cardio yesterday. So on and so forth. Like, let me just come in and just see how hard they actually are. They weren't hard, actually. I could have repped every one of these, but I came in, just did a heavy single. So I think on some of these days I might hit these and then go up a little bit, depending on how they feel. And do some of this stuff a little bit more. Stuff like the Widowmakers I did, do some training maxes, but they felt good. So, the 405 here, that's pretty much a high bar. It's a medium stance. I've done a little wider on some of my heavy ones. But a nice wide stance. We got well below parallel. Came up pretty easy. I felt like I could have done triple with it. So might be a case of doing that so we see where the legs are. I'm 211 today, by the way, so no, I haven't whooshed down. But I think if I push the cardio hard, we can get there. So what we also did here, let's just do a 315 bench afterwards. So I did these really quick and then got over into my real workout. Let's just do a nice long 2 to 3 second pause, flat back, just all raw, 315, nice and easy. So I'm showing that the dad bod strength standard pretty good here for me. So here's the other thing I've thought about. What if I get to 50 and I'm down to 185 pounds and I still hit this? Like right now, people are like, well, it's not crazy impressive. But what if I'm 50 years old at 150 and I come in and still hit this? And I'm like 185 shredded. Is that pretty good? I think it's decent. But we did this. We did a 405, 315, 500. Then I came over and did my supplemental work. I was really happy with today's workout. One thing I would have done different, for some reason I got in my head because I said, well, chin-ups and dips are enough to build the guy's upper body. I did chin-ups today, and I'm like, I don't know why I did. I feel like I should have done the pull-ups. I feel like those close grip pull-ups do what I need them to do, and I can just live on curls after that. But for some reason I did that, and I'm like, well, I'll just do easy bar curls then. So I did that, but if I were to change anything, I got to the third set of chins and I'm like, why didn't I just do pull-ups today? I don't know why I'm doing chin-ups. But the dips went good. So what I'm kind of doing here, I feel like dips work my chest really well. So I feel like even some of the benching, I've been doing a lot of rep work on bench and it's good for chest. But I also feel like I could come in and treat my big three on days like this where I just take them to training maxes and then we come in and do all these really effective movements, because this range of motion of going to full lockout, so I'm taking these all the way up. I'm going to the deepest stretch I can go to. So what I mean the deepest stretch, watch the first rep. We come up into it and we start from a full bottom position pause. That's as deep as you can go because I'm leaning into it and just driving up. Okay, I'm also looking pretty thick there. Like I'm looking at this going, guys, when I drop another 10, 15, 20 pounds of body fat, where are we going to be? We're going to be in a real good place. I think that'll be undeniable. It's one reason I'm staying on top of it. That's why I'm pushing the cardio hard. I'm like, let's keep the diet tighter. I probably ate too many almond butter and stuff last week. But I still feel like I lost fat. But, realistically, let's take all that out. Let's just hammer down the oats, the brown rice, the sweet potatoes, stay on top of all the vegetables. Throw in some avocados, though. All right. So I'm filming this. I've already had my first plate of breakfast while I'm voicing this over. Had 2 avocados already, 2 small ones with my stuff. We get some healthy fats in. But fiber, fiber, fiber. Even the same thing, my oats. I bought more oats today. I'm like, instead of the Insta oats, let's get the old-fashioned oats. Does it really matter? Probably not. Also, even though I'm doing all this old school stuff, I don't want to leave the reverse hypers out. I feel like I could literally do heavy singles on squats and deadlifts and just do reverse hypers and be fine. That's the question too, we have to ask based on muscle memory building. I've kind of told people, look, Bulgarian probably isn't that great for building. I think we all understand this. But didn't I rebuild muscle memory and get my squat up to 500 again doing just singles? Did 6 of them a week, right? I could do 3 of them a week. I could literally do the same thing. And here's the question I would ask. Would I build muscle memory back up in my quads and glutes? That's an interesting question. That's almost worth the experiment because I'm at a point where I'm just like, as long as I can hit those numbers, I don't care that much with what's happening with my quads and hamstrings, as long as I can hit my cardio and get lean. Because I've also said I can just muscle memory any of it back. Let's just get lean. But I don't want to destroy my recovery just squatting and deadlifting into the ground right now. Eventually I'll want to bring them back up. But I did that today. I'm like, I wonder what would happen. I mean, my quads got big again. I mean, I was squatting 485 every single day for a single. Like, it started with like 425 and I built it up. You know? So, again, could I squat and deadlift on all these days? It'll maintain the strength. But think about the neural drive. Am I getting all the strength I need from a single on the big three times a week? Yeah. So then I can come in and build all the muscles I need, you know? So chin-ups, pull-ups, dips, pullovers, and lots of curls. So again, today we did chins. I do feel like, I almost feel like I need to do the pull-ups instead. The only reason I did chins is because I've been saying to people, you know, really, could you build your whole upper body off of just chin-ups and dips? Could the average guy probably could build a pretty decent upper body? Doing some pullovers, you're really good. Maybe some curls, but you know. So I did that, but I do want to keep the calf work up, right? And it's easy to do. It's not like, it takes me less than 10 minutes out of my whole day to load this bar. If I don't do the whole load that we have to put shoes on for the plate, if I just put 315 or whatever on the bar, load it, do some of these, take a minute and a half between, because I can keep them short, I still hit about the same failure, right? There we go, another leg shot. See the forearm shot. You know, I can do some calf work really easy. It doesn't take much time or energy. Just load it up and just strip it back down, get to the next exercise, right? Very, very, very time efficient. And it keeps my calves growing, right? Because if I keep the calves big and jacked, it also helps with the energy turnover. Plus, as I've said, big calves to go with the big arms without overdeveloped legs is a lot of that classic look. A lot of them just did squats and stuff. That was their quad work. It was just back squats. From the silver era guys up to the golden era. And those guys had good legs. They didn't have current pro bodybuilder legs. But you know, you've got a question, do we need that? And I built my squat to 500 plus before doing nothing but back squats. Just straight back squats, just fine. So I really do, as much as I love machines, I like leg presses, I like belt squats. I think they're phenomenal. Are they necessary? I don't know. I don't think they are. I have clients who don't have any of that stuff, who have good squats and good legs because they're training at home. Just saying. I think Alex counts as that. He just does a few lunges at the end. All right, so pullovers, I'm like, let's take the weight up. You know, I'm doing 20s with the 70. Let me grab 2 plates, and I'm just going to work with this because I can handle the 2 plates. What I can work on is seeing if I can improve the range of motion through more shoulder mobility. So I'm pausing a lot of these. That is my full range of motion. Add reps and add range of motion. Because it comes a point where I go, if I can just rep out 2 blade, 90 pounds on a pullover like this is actually a lot of weight. I think it shows my chest and back is doing pretty good. So then I'm like, let me do the side chest stuff I've been doing. So I did the pose here. I'll take shots of that later. You can see the skin is a little watery around the waist and love handle area. So I can tell I'm about to whoosh again. It starts getting a little looser and softer before the scale tries to go down each time. So it's kind of like that today. I'm going to see what happens over the course of the week. But again, as I lose more and more fat, that will get tighter. We know this. Like, that's a given. You just have to keep losing it, keep losing it, keep losing it. But that's what we're doing. We did 4.5 hours fasted cardio yesterday. I did 2 hours, over 2.5 hours of it today after lifting before eating breakfast. Everything in my diet is very high fiber other than a little bit of animal protein. Okay, all clean, almost no saturated fat. All right, all healthy fats, predominantly healthy starchy carbohydrates, lots of vegetables, right? Tubers, whole grains. So we'll keep getting leaner, especially with that activity level, especially all the fasted cardio. And I am getting leaner. So we just keep it going. But these felt good. I managed to get 10s. The most I've ever got is 12 with this, but I feel like I'm maybe a little out of practice. I'm going to get stronger and stronger at this. Let's see if we can get the 90 pounds to a deeper range of motion by just continuing to hammer that shoulder position. I think the pull-ups are going to help. That's another reason I need to do those pull-ups. I feel like they put me into a position where it really, really stretches those shoulders out. And I'm hoping it will open it up. I think a lot of it is I've got to open up stuff like my subacromial process and everything. It has to be stretched more and more. But again, we got 3 sets of 10 with these. They were hard. I paused them near the end more, so I kind of ended at 10. So I want to get to where I can get these deeper and build these. If I can build these to 20 with a deeper range of motion, really, I think we're going to be really jacked in the muscles that are involved anyways. So I don't need to be able to go heavier and use the barbells and stuff, and those feel good. It also works my grip. I get free grip training there. So then I'm like, well, since I did chins, I'll do easy bar curls. They look good for the camera. They feel good. I feel all the brachialis on these a lot. That's one reason I like to do them. They do look better for the camera, but realistically, the pull-ups plus the straight bar is probably the better combination. And then finish with some incline curls some days. Work on them in days I feel like my biceps have it, and then maybe some bands. So that's what I did at the end. Really, my biceps were getting really fatigued here. Realistically, I wish I had went ahead and done incline curls or more band curls at the end afterwards. So again, everything went good with it. I just wish I had done more bicep work, and I wish I'd done pull-ups, right? Otherwise, I'm really happy with the workout. I was happy with how that goes. I'm going to be honest. I really thought I was scared because of the way the Widowmakers have been going. My 405 squat was going to be hard, and it wasn't a max at all. I'm like, wow. So I can come in and just hit some training maxes like those. And some days I may take them a little heavier, all good. All good, based on how we feel. But I did these to failure. I got right at like 13 reps. So we hit failure on them, all 3 sets. And then I finished up afterwards with 1 set of band curls to failure. So, we still got 7 sets for biceps, and it's like, okay, that still puts me at 20 for the week, at least, if we count this as a third of it, because we'll do more. But I'm going to turn into a curl guy, lots and lots and lots of curls. I feel like I need to live on curls. Like, even if I lost muscle everywhere else and lived on curls, I'd be in a really good place in terms of at a lighter body weight later, right? Curls, curls, curls. So again, overall though, other than the one thing I could have done different, happy with the workout, really happy with how the dad bod strength standard felt. Pretty light. Again, none of it felt like true maxes. So happy with that given this point in the cut. Need to get the waistline tighter and tighter and tighter though, and it only comes through losing fat. So I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys and gals next time.